like your heart got torn out.
Completely heartbroken after losing his family's home of 40 years.
My mom and dad bought it in '83.
Steve Duello tells me his cinder block home was a place he and his family escaped Missouri's bitter cold winters.
We spend 7 to 8 months a year down here. My grandkids all love it, 4 of them. My boys and their wives both love it.
But through love comes pain. Steve says his home will have to be flattened. Even more painful, he says, the town's decision to restrict Wooday's residents like him have access to their property.
It's the worst thing I've gone through. There are a lot of worse things to go through, but this is my worst.
They are now being limited to go see their homes and belongings. How do you respond to that?
Well, this was actually brought up by the county. Now, the county was gracious enough to take over debris removal, which is a huge expense.
An expense that Councilman Veach says can cost millions. He tells me that debris removal is a top priority, mainly with the hard deadline FEMA has set.
We have a hard deadline for that. We have 60 days to do that.
And after 60 days, FEMA stops covering the cost. Councilman Veach tells me that can run up to millions of dollars.
And if we end up getting straddled with the expenses, even a small portion of the expenses for debris removal, it could, bankrupt the town.
Which is why Councilman Veach says the county requested to limit residents on the islands on certain days while essential response teams are working.
Just when they're stuck in traffic, like we're stuck in traffic, they're not doing their job.
A job Steve is trying to find a silver lining to his dark cloud.
It's nice to see some lights on Estero Boulevard.
The repair Steve is seeing through all the struggle. One he, like so many, is still working to understand.
And now there's at least some light, so yeah, it feels a little bit good, but I'm struggling for anything that is halfway good right now.
Steve did tell me that he is grateful that he still has his home in St. Louis that his family owns. I asked him if he plans on rebuilding on the island. He told me he's just taking it one day at a time. Now, as for the access restrictions, I did ask about that and they couldn't give me exact date. However, what Councilman Veach told me is that with so much devastation on the island, the county might have to request another extension from FEMA. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. From Fort Myers Beach, Briana Brownlee, Fox 4.